This is the Thayer Podcast for Thursday, October 19th, 2023. A dear friend of mine, who's also a respected health practitioner, sent me an email not that long ago asking that I look into doing a podcast on masking as a protection from COVID viruses. Yes, I said viruses, because the supposedly deadly COVID is just one of a bunch of coronaviruses, which also include the common cold. I'm going to paraphrase an April 26th article by Joshua Sharfstein in the Johns Hopkins School of Public Health periodical. It says that measles is a highly contagious virus, much more contagious than SARS-CoV-2 or even the flu. Matter of fact, it is one of the most contagious pathogens we know of. Because it is, we need very high levels of population immunity, and that requires lots of vaccinations. Now, that shouldn't be a problem with a highly safe and effective measles vaccine, but it's just that not enough people have been vaccinated. In many countries across the world, including ours, there are mass vaccination campaigns to assure that enough children are vaccinated. But during the pandemic, there were massive disruptions and delays to routine immunizations, including supply chain problems, clinic staffing, and parents not being able or allowed to take their kids out to get vaccinated. That resulted in unvaccinated children and a decrease in vaccine coverage pretty much everywhere. According to a July 7th, 2020 publication in United Kingdom Research and Innovation, to date, 7 human coronaviruses have been identified. 4 of them are common, less high risk, and typically cause only mild respiratory illnesses in healthy human adults. However, they contribute to a third of common cold infections, and in higher risk people with weak immune systems, they can cause long-term life-threatening illnesses. The other 3, those that cause MERS, SARS, and COVID, are known to create more severe illnesses such as shortness of breath and even death. COVID tends to be milder than SARS and MERS, but more severe than disease caused by the other 4 common coronaviruses. Now, we know that massive campaigns were undertaken to inoculate huge populations across the world against COVID. It appears that those campaigns more or less superseded inoculations against the measles. So, measles has been spreading at an alarming rate worldwide. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're hearing from a number of trusted experts that masks do not and never did keep anybody safe from COVID. There appears to be just shy of a ton of evidence that not only do masks not curtail the spread of the coronaviruses, but they also create problems due to heightened levels of carbon dioxide in people who wear them. All right, now, this is for you folks who understand climate change and its relation to carbon dioxide. Wearing a mask, honest to God, increases your carbon footprint. Not by much, but it does. Let me explain. There was a study done not that long ago. They called it the Kizilensky scoping. It looked into the repercussions of mask wearing in humans and other mammals. The thing is a gazillion pages long, and it comes with 172 references, or footnotes, as we journalists call them. At any rate, what Kizilensky and his colleagues found was that people wearing masks were exposed to dangerous levels of carbon dioxide. Not just some, but a lot. Something like 3 times the levels that the U.S. Navy has determined to be absolute limits for pregnant submariners. Apparently, Navy thinks it's okay to have pregnant sailors aboard submarines. Now, that level isn't just something random. Principal investigators found that when CO2 levels are elevated, children can suffer irreversible brain damage. Boys may suffer testicular toxicity, and pregnant women showed a 28% higher incidence of stillborns than the norm. What the Kizilensky team found was that 58% of the affected population of the world, some 4.5 billion people, were required to wear masks. Their study concluded that while fresh air has a CO2 concentration of 0.04%. Humans wearing masks for more than 5 minutes were found to be breathing a potentially deadly CO2 35 to 80 times normal. Kieslowski scoping makes it pretty clear that masking endangers women, adolescents, and children. And because of the permeability of most masks, they don't even stop the coronaviruses or the flu. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Simplify.